Hey everybody, welcome to Kyle and Not Kyle Show. I'm Kyle.
I'm not Kyle.
And we are doing our Week 11 recap and Week 12 preview of the 2019 NFL season. We're going to get right into this. We've been having some connection issues on our conference call. It's ended 3 times already. I'm just trying to get it set up. So we're just going to get started now. We're going to start out with the Thursday night game. Pittsburgh Steelers at Cleveland Browns. Browns win 21-7. But unfortunately, no one's really talking about that game.
That was a costly victory for the Browns.
That was a very costly victory for the Browns. I'm sure everyone's seen it by now, but just in case you haven't, there was a massive fight at the end of the game. 3 different players got ejected. Myles Garrett and Ogunjobi, the defensive end for the Browns, and then Marquise Pouncey was ejected from the Pittsburgh Steelers. This all started at the very end of the game with like 8 seconds left.
Not just ejected and suspended.
Yeah. In fact, Ogunjobi's 1-game suspension was just upheld. He filed his appeal. It was upheld. However, they are waived. It sounds like they're waiving the fine. Myles Garrett has been suspended indefinitely for at least the end of the regular season and all of this postseason. They came down quickly on this. This all happened Thursday night, and these suspensions came out Friday. It's a shame because this was a great game. This Browns defense this is probably their best game of the year. They had 4 turnovers, and no one's talking about that win. Now, this is the first time in Browns history that they've ever beaten both the Ravens and the Steelers in the same season, and no one's talking about that. All people are talking about is the fight that happened at the end of the game.
It's just too bad.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I thoroughly enjoyed the parts of the game that I was able to watch live, and then I went back and rewatched the game.
The second time there was a helmet-to-helmet hit, and nobody was ejected.
Yep.
See, what I've noticed, and this happens maybe twice a year, I think, for at least the last 3 to 5 years that I can remember. Mm-hmm. And it was really, it got a lot of publicity with the Odell Beckham and Josh Norman.
Yeah.
Where the refs, it's like, eject somebody.
Yeah, they had no control over the game.
Because the thing is with ejecting somebody, if you just eject somebody, that's like, okay, I didn't like how you did it, I'm going to eject you.
Yeah.
Fighting is not what football is.
No.
I understand how the fighting happens.
Yeah.
This to me is one of those unsportsmanlike conduct is sitting there jawing all the time, but they don't call any of that stuff. If they started calling, you make all these wisecrack remarks, it's a 15-yard penalty, it'd stop.
Yeah.
Because you absolutely know the reason Mason Rudolph was so pissed off was not because he threw 4 picks.
No.
It was because he threw 4 picks, and they were telling him how much he sucks.
Yep.
And your team's going to be better when Roethlisberger comes back. They were berating him and everything else.
I'm sure
any person would get pissed off.
Yeah.
See, I also look at it as I'm not trying to condone Garrett hitting him with the helmet.
No.
However, he should have never came running back at him.
No, he should not have.
I think that was more of a reaction than anything else.
Yeah.
Because you don't have a helmet on. You're the quarterback. You're supposed to be the smartest guy on the field.
Right.
And at that point, I'm going, you're as dumb as a defensive lineman at that point because that's who you were trying to fight at that point.
Yeah.
I'm kind of shocked that they didn't come down on him at all, Rudolph.
I was too. I thought he should have been suspended a game because if you watch the video, after he gets taken down, he tries to take Garrett's helmet off.
Well, and it wasn't like I'm going to unsnap it and do it. And some of those guys, I don't know how tight it is, but their helmets are fairly tight. You start yanking in there, some of these guys have earrings.
Yep.
Which I think is stupid, but that's neither here nor there.
Yeah.
You start doing on that, and all of a sudden, it goes from hitting you in certain ways to, okay, now it's a brawl.
Yeah. Which it quickly turned into when Marquise Pouncey sees his quarterback get hit over the head with a helmet. DeCastro shoves Garrett to the ground, and Pouncey just starts throwing fists and feet.
What I was the most shocked at is they got in the way. I don't know if two Pittsburgh guys got in the way of Garrett. They had a hold of him.
Yeah.
And Mason Rudolph came flying back in there, like jumping up, and I'm like going, are you out of your mind? What do you want out of this?
Yeah, no, he should have been suspended as well.
I think so too, because what I took away from that was if you're not a defensive lineman or an offensive lineman, you don't get suspended. And I thought this was the same thing with Gronkowski.
Yeah.
If you're a star, if you're an important, integral part of the game on the offense, you're not really going to get suspended.
Well, he was suspended. He was suspended a game.
Yeah, but trying to hit the guy in the back of the neck with a brace, I think is just as bad as trying to hit a guy with a helmet, because it's not a natural. I mean, you have it out there for the same. It's like those neck guards like Van Der Esch wears. You know why? You know why they wear those? Because they don't want to get stiff armed and yanked back.
Yep.
Their head yanked back.
Yep.
And I know we're kind of diverging from the Steelers games, but that's another thing I've noticed a lot this year is the defensive linemen, and it really started with the showing it with Trey Flowers.
Yeah.
Is these guys are now routinely going up underneath and grabbing a hold of the pads and just moving the guy's head so it starts going back like that. I'm going, that's neck injuries.
Yeah.
That's going to be a neck injury. And then what you're going to see is if a guy gets hurt like that, then the NFL is going to have to try to figure it out instead of going, okay, you can't do this. Yeah. You just can't do this. But it was a good game. I thought I didn't think it was a good game. I thought it was an ass whooping.
Yeah. No, I agree.
I don't know because I didn't watch it real time. Mm-hmm. I watched it after the game was over, and the first, everybody's freaking out. Oh my god! So I'm thinking it's like the first 5 minutes of the game, and then I'm going, okay, when is this going to happen? The Browns are winning. And then it was literally the last play of the game, and the Browns were winning, and I was going, wow, this just wow. Wow. And I also think, and I'm usually not one for coaches needing to be old school, but they need to get rid of, I don't know if they need to get rid of Freddie Kitchens or they need to bring back the guy they had last, something. That team is just wild.
Yeah.
They're just wild. It just reminds me of they're just wild. That's all I can.
Which I thought it was very telling, and I really liked how Mason Rudolph handled the post-game interview on field and press conference. Because so normally my plan on Thursday night was to go to bed as soon as this was over. I had to work early the next morning. That didn't happen. I was watching all the post-game. I switched over to Sports Center. I was just stunned. And all I could think of was I thought of 2 or 3 different instances that I could compare this to, but this was so much worse. I was thinking of when Cortland Finnegan and Andre Johnson got into it, ripped each other's helmets off and started just wailing on each other. I want to say that was like 2012, I think it was. 2000, I think it was 2008 when Hainsworth ripped the Cowboys player's helmet off and stomped on his head. And then the Josh Norman, Odell Beckham situation. I was like, I've seen these type of, players taking shots at each other. I had never seen something like that before. That was insane. And universally, all his teammates were like, yeah, no, that's inexcusable. And I thought it was really interesting. Baker said something about, well, this is the Browns. We shoot ourselves in the foot. And Garrett, it came out in an interview after like week 2 or whatever, was talking about how if he wants to be a leader on this team, he needs to be more disciplined. Well, so far his leadership skills showed up in not a good way. So yeah.
You can't have the guy. It's his second year in the league being in charge of the team. That's just dumb.
Yeah.
Well, I also think they've been undisciplined since the very beginning. They get penalties, and I don't know. I was shocked that it turned into that, but I was also going, I think it was adrenaline. I think it was all adrenaline.
Yeah.
I don't think he's going to get suspended forever. I think he'll be suspended for the rest of the year.
I could see one game next season.
See, I don't necessarily see anything for next season because I think they want to shut it up. They want it to be over and done with. And if it bleeds into next year, they're going to be talking about it over the summer and everything else. Yeah. And I
think is that
NFL does not want to be out in the spotlight, and this is one of them. A guy took another guy's helmet off and tried to beat him with it.
Yeah. No, and you know me, I don't really like Shannon Sharpe. I disagree with a lot of stuff he says. I thought he hit it perfectly. Friday morning, I was watching it on my break and stuff. He basically said the NFL wants to be, this is a normal game, a normal Thursday night game. It'll get talked about on ESPN, FS1, Sports Center, that, and NFL Network. That's pretty much it, This was being talked about on Good Morning America, ABC This Morning, NBC This Morning. It was being talked about on everything. So the NFL had to come out quickly and get in front of this. I think Skip had it right. He said it's going to be the rest of this season, all the postseason, and then the first game of next season, just as a reminder, like, hey, think about this before you get in a fight like that again. For anyone in the leagues thinking, I'm going to, what? Ooh, what happened to Garrett?
It does not work like that. It's like why a lot of laws don't make – if you're a law-abiding citizen and you're not going to sell drugs, the penalty for the selling of drugs is a big thing. If you're going to sell drugs, the penalty's not the deterrent.
Yeah.
This penalty's not a deterrent here. They're going to get in fights. All that stuff's going to happen. He lost everything. It's a deterrent for him.
Yeah.
Don't tell me another guy in the middle of all that is going to be going, oh, wow, I better not grab this guy's helmet because – of what happened to Myles Garrett. It doesn't work like that. It's not, these things aren't I hate it when they look at this because it's armchair psychology, these way they try to do these deterrents. Do you think, I can already answer that question, no, because we've already had some this year. Do you think then people getting suspended for smacking your wife or driving under the influence or any other stuff, if it was a real deterrent, none of these guys would be doing it.
Yeah, no, I agree.
It's just not. It's a punishment. It shouldn't be looked at as a deterrent. Just this is the punishment for doing it. Well, the problem now is, I can't remember who was talking about it, but the actual penalty for what he did is a 15-yard penalty.
Yeah,
it's worded. It's not even ejection.
Yeah.
So that's what they're gonna have to work on in the offseason. And I think they're gonna have that stuff drafted and ready to go.
Oh, I'm sure.
Over because they do not want this to linger on.
No,
none of these bad things just to linger on.
No, I agree. All right, we're gonna move on to our next game, which was also a bit of an ass whooping.
No, this was an actual ass whooping.
Yeah.
This wasn't a fist fight. This was an ass whooping.
I did not think this was gonna go like this way. Texans walk into Baltimore and run out with their tail between their legs. Ravens beat them 41-7. Wow.
Deshaun Watson didn't even have 170 yards passing.
Nope.
If you were to tell me, seriously, if you were to say there's going to be one game this year where Deshaun Watson, 5, 6, 7 weeks ago, where Deshaun Watson's not going to have a 200-yard game, I would have gone, Wait, really? Which team would that be?
Yeah.
I would have not thought the Ravens.
No.
I just wouldn't have. We talked about this. We both took the Ravens to win. But I didn't think it was going to be.
No. I thought I was figuring it'd be like, 37-34 or something like that, not 41-7.
Or even 2 touchdowns. I could have seen it 2 touchdowns. This was I think the first quarter ended 0-0. And then that was it. The Ravens scored, I think, 14 or more points every quarter from that point on.
Yeah. Yeah, no, this was that. Yeah, this was just like, whoa. And to me, it just proves the Texans, they're one of those good teams that they're not ready to have that elite status on them.
Well, and I think this now, to me, because they laid the beat down on the Patriots. And they laid the beat down on the Texans.
Mm-hmm.
Two teams that you don't lay a beat down on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I know what you mean.
Go back and watch that New England game. If that guy hadn't muffed those punts, I don't even know if New England would have scored at all.
Yeah.
You're just going, okay, that was a handling. Now I think they've got 3 or 4 games where they've got to play. I think they have to play the Niners and a couple other teams. You're going, those 2 losses, because I think New England could lose 1 or 2. I don't see them losing more than 2.
Yeah.
In this next stretch, and I'm going, okay, the Ravens can't afford to lose if they want the bye, because then they would be going, okay, we need New England to lose 3 games.
Yeah.
Which I don't think New England's going to necessarily lose 3 games.
No,
but I'm telling you right now, that team to me, the Ravens right now, Lamar Jackson's just getting a little bit better every game.
Yep.
A little bit better. And that run game and that deep, this last couple of weeks I've been going, okay, I think Mark Ingram is running pissed off because
I think so too.
Not on the it's like, okay, New Orleans, you thought I was going to go on a team and not go to the Super Bowl? Well, I'm going to run this thing to the Super Bowl.
Right.
I was like, oh, he's just running pissed.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Which I love. I love when a running back.
Me too.
Out of bounds.
Me too. I love it. Ravens are playing amazing football right now.
Across the board. Except for I still think their special teams. They and I hate it. And I'm a little concerned. When I saw Sanu, I know we're kind of jumping around this. Sanu out returning kicks and punts for New England. I was like, go get the guy that was the receiver a couple years ago in preseason. I forget. He was a white guy. He looked like Edelman. I was saying, is that like Edelman?
Braxton Berrios?
No, that was.
Who was?
It was someone. But I'm just going. Don't. If Sanu got hurt on a kickoff or a return, I was going. You're never going to get. What? Why? Would you? Why would you waste that on? And then I was kind of shocked that it's not Edelman.
Yeah. One more note.
Edelman's quicker than Sanu.
Yeah. One more note before we move on. Just calling this out because we've seen atrocious pass interferences not get called. The one against DeAndre Hopkins in the end zone. If that is not pass interference, I do not know what is. And if that is not pass interference, I never want to see a pass interference called the rest of the year. This is atrocious.
So there's Hank Bauer. He used to play for the Chargers, and he's color commentator for the Chargers. And he goes, as many of these that haven't been called, they did this because of that play in New Orleans and the Rams. And he goes, I don't think they would have called it with the rules right now, that they would have said, no, that was not pass interference. Yeah. This rule's in place. He's going, as much as they haven't done anything with it, he doesn't think that would have been overturned at the time.
Yeah. O'Brien afterwards was asked about it, and he said, I have no idea what pass interference is anymore. And then DeAndre Hopkins, I will probably hear about him getting a fine because he didn't really seem to care anymore. He tweeted after the game, as a leader in the NFL, we need someone new in New York deciding calls. And I was on Twitter. I just happened to see it. I was just going, whoa, like this is the player publicly calling out not just a referee, but the head of officiating.
Yeah, but there's so often, and I've said this from the beginning, whether you think it's fair or not is a whole nother thing. The home team gets 2 bad calls their way.
Yeah. They
just get it. I don't care what team it is. You're going to give up 2 bad calls, and then they always try to hand it back. Like, we should have called that one. Let's have it. and it's always in a weird spot that doesn't matter, and then all it does is cause more confusion. That's all it does. Yeah. I've seen more this year, more offensive pass interference calls than I have in a long time. I was like going, I actually don't even remember a season where I've seen this, and I'm glad because those to play defense in the NFL anymore is not. You're not playing defense in the NFL like they were 10 years ago.
No. Which, one note on that, I will say, I'm used to seeing this much offensive pass interference called in the NFL because I watched Gronkowski get called for that constantly, especially over the last 3 years.
Well, there's a difference between pushing off and extending.
Yeah.
But the problem is, if you are bigger than the guy you're extending,
right,
you're pushing off.
Right.
It looks like because the guy goes flying. I think that was Gronkowski's problem.
Oh, no, I agree. That was exactly his problem.
What's his name? Kittle. It's the same thing. All he's got to do is put his arms out to get separation.
Yeah.
And the guy just gets bumped back. And I'm like, oh, you got to figure out something to do there.
Right. Well, Gronk started he would just forearm, like kind of use his forearm to extend because he actually, someone said he actually called the NFL off rules, whoever was head of the rules at the time, and basically said, what can I do? I'm so much bigger than the guys blocking me that when I go to extend or block, get free, I shove them to the ground, and I'm not meaning to. And so one of them told him, you just extend. If you're going like this, to get off of someone, a lot of times they won't call that. And we did see that a little bit towards the end of his career.
Kelsey gets that same thing. Kelsey's had the same thing because they're just so much bigger than, especially a defensive back.
Right.
I mean, defensive back typically comes up there and it's like, oh, you're out there with your kid, I see.
Yeah. All right, so moving on to the Patriots-Eagles game.
All I know is they won. I mean, Patriots won. All accounts.
And hey, according to Bill Belichick, they had fun doing it too.
I don't think that should have been the game he should have been all cocky about because
I agree.
That offense looks horrible.
Yeah,
it really does. And it looks horrible. It does not look horrible. It looks average.
Yeah. And Brady even came out and said the offense is the weak link. Our defense and our special teams are our strong points right now.
It's not even close.
No. Which I am curious to see how that changes now that we have Isaiah Wynn and N'Keal Harry back. Isaiah Wynn is our starting left tackle. Marshall Newhouse is back on the sideline where he doesn't even belong on the sideline. He doesn't even belong in the NFL.
I don't know if you do this because I know you're a homer with the Patriots, but watch, he does not have zip off his back foot anymore.
No,
it's just not.
I agree. No, I agree.
You got to step into it. And the problem is when they got to step into it, they have to step forward into it, and if that pocket is being shoved, it can't happen.
Yeah, no, I.
But I was just going, man. But the Eagles have a good defense, though. I mean, they have a good defense.
Yeah,
I would put them from upper 15 in the league, but they've played 3 defenses that are good defenses: the Bills, Baltimore, and the Eagles.
Yeah,
and you just go, if New England's defense wasn't as good as New England's defense is,
right?
Which I know that I think once they had that loss, people just forgot about it. That is a good defense.
Oh yeah,
I think that might be the best secondary in the NFL. You can make that argument with the Ravens have a really good secondary.
Yeah,
but
I think our safety position is a little bit beher than theirs. But
well,
I think,
to me, I can't. They're both.
No, I agree. I did not like Bill gave them their first victory Monday of the season. I was like, why? Like, give the defense and special teams a victory Monday. Make the offense, which according to Mike Reese, most of the offensive players were in the building on Monday doing treatment.
Like I said, I don't think their offense is bad. I don't.
No, it's just not up to the level It's not up to the level we as Patriot fans are used to and expect.
No, it's week 11, and Tom Brady has thrown 14 touchdowns.
Yeah.
That's like his first, second, third year.
Right.
You look at it and you just go, okay, they don't have the fullback.
Yeah.
Who blew open holes. They're going to have to figure out something. And I think they will.
Oh yeah.
If they can, for the tight end.
Yeah.
They've had Gronkowski here for so long.
Yeah. Which I think the only reason Bill made that fun comment was I honestly think some of Lane Johnson's comments really, really, really irritated him.
We gotta have bulletin board material.
Oh yeah. I mean, yeah, it's the fact that he held on to it for 2 years and if you watch closely, he gets just the tiniest smirk when he said that we were out there having fun. Yeah, it's offense needs to work on it. Defense is doing fine. I will be interested to watch the return man situation because they placed Gunnar Olszewski on injured reserve for the year, so he's done. That was to make room for
I think it's dangerous
Isaiah Wynn.
To put Sanu back there.
I agree. I did not like having him back there.
Sanu now is an integral part of that offense.
Yeah, it needs to be Brandon Bolden or Matthew Slater or put Jacoby Myers. Get somebody else out there. All right, so we're going to move on to the Dallas-Detroit game. Dallas wins 35-27. This was a better game than I thought it was going to be, especially with Stafford being out.
Lions defense is. I've thought that the whole year. Their defense is considerably better than their offense. And then you lose Stafford. Anytime you lose the number one, and he's a number one, like a true number one.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If he went to, if you put him on 5 or 6 other teams, even with superstar quarterbacks, you wouldn't go, oh, he would just get beat out. Like, no, he's good. He's good.
No, I agree.
Cowboys are rolling.
Yeah. I'm kind of excited for this matchup on Sunday. I think it's gonna be a pretty close one. I thought Driscoll did just fine as the backup. I mean, he didn't, put up impressive numbers, but he didn't turn the ball over. He threw a couple touchdowns. His quarterback rating was like 109. So I'm like, hey, you know what? That's just fine. And
I know that Stafford's out for a few more weeks.
Yeah. I think they said it's about a 6-week injury, so about 4 more weeks probably. Moving on to the Sunday night game, Rams-Bears. Okay, so this matchup last year, it was a low-scoring defensive game, but it was a good defensive game. This was just a bad low-scoring game. Oh my gosh, it was. I'm gonna be honest. Usually, I try and watch the Sunday Night Football live. Yeah, no, that didn't happen. We went and watched something else, and I just went and watched the replay version. Yeah, oh man, this is terrible. I did not enjoy this game at all.
Oh, Rams beat them. I mean,
yeah, oh yeah.
From the beginning of the game to the end of the game.
Yeah, and there was a slight moment of intrigue when at the end of the game when they put Chase Daniels in at quarterback for the Bears. But then the Bears came out real quick after the post. Oh, he had a hip pointer injury, so we held him out. It was from something in the second quarter. I'm like, if it was in the second quarter and you felt it was affecting him that badly, why did you wait until the final?
I heard Nagy, and I think Trubisky has heard you're the weak link. So if he's the weak link when he's out there and then he's injured half the time, I think he might be going, I need to stay out there and win, or I might not be here, and I was the dude to pick.
Okay. Well, I saw something, and it was from what Bears reported, basically saying he really thinks that it wasn't so much the injury, like they're saying it was the injury, but that he thinks it was Nagy basically telling the front office, you hired me, this quarterback that you drafted is not the quarterback I want. I mean, at this point, if it's a pick one, dump the other, 99.9% are saying keep Nagy, dump Trubisky.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah,
I don't even think that's a conversation.
No.
And like I said before, I I don't know if Trubisky starts next year. They're going to do something. Even if they brought in Andy Dalton.
Yeah, that would be an upgrade. That would be an upgrade.
Considerable upgrade.
Yeah, Jameis Winston would be an upgrade. Marcus Mariota would be an upgrade. Josh Rosen would be an upgrade. I mean, there's all these quarterbacks out there that they can go get that will be an upgrade. And I think part of it was that he was the third overall pick.
That would be fun to see Ryan Fitzpatrick go to the Bears.
Yes. Okay. I'm officially rooting for Ryan Fitzpatrick to the Bears.
He's chucking that ball it would be exciting. Team. Let me tell you, I could also see Alex Smith ending up with Chicago.
Oh.
I mean, he's under the radar. He's a quarterback under the radar because of that injury. If he comes back, because he's not. They picked Haskins. They're not going to pay him whatever it was and let Haskins keep playing.
Yeah. Oh, that's interesting. I know.
A lot of quarterback conversation in the offseason. A lot.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's move on to another team that might be having a quarterback conversation in the offseason. The Chargers hosted the Chiefs down in Mexico City, and they lose 24-17 when Rodgers throws yet another late game pick.
Rivers. That's wishful thinking. You said Rodgers. That's wishful thinking on your side.
Sorry. Rivers.
No, I turned the game on. I'm like, awesome, halftime. It's 9-10. Awesome. This is good. Awesome. Right up the bat, the punter, the return guy muffs the ball. Yeah, I was going, what are you letting that guy? After this third time he did it, I'm like, get him out of there.
Right.
What is he even in there for? But the other thing is, I'm telling you.
Was it Ramel Dockery?
I don't know who it was.
As a joke as a big fan.
All I would do, I would not have Melvin Gordon doing anything this week other than catch the ball coming out of the backfield. I've never seen a running back drop so many easy passes.
Well, I have to laugh.
Come on. And then Rivers, I don't know. I
have to laugh because Melvin Gordon
inside the 10. I just don't understand it.
Melvin Gordon has done nothing since he started his holdout but hurt his case.
That's why he's a model. He's a model citizen right now. That's why.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, that was, man. I saw some. Oh, they're hanging with them, and I have something I do on Monday nights, and so I get back and I get home and I see the final score. I'm like, oh, what happened?
They shot themselves they couldn't get out of their own way.
No, they couldn't. So, all right, great game in Mexico City, huh?
That was a good game, though. I mean, it really was. All
right, let's get into our picks.
And don't take anything away from that Chiefs team.
Oh, I'm not.
That Chiefs team, I just go, if Mahomes hadn't gotten hurt, would they have one loss or two?
Yeah.
Or maybe even zero.
Yeah.
You know what
they lost one under Mahomes.
Oh, they did?
Yeah, I thought they did.
They might have.
Yeah, because I think
Hill got hurt. That's right. The game that Hill got hurt, I think.
Yeah.
But I know that even when Tennessee came back, that was his first game back. And he still put up 400 yards.
Yeah, that was.
I can't. That is the team. I don't think Dallas is going to go into New England and beat New England this week. I'm not going to be shocked if they do because they're a run team, but I'm going to be a little bit surprised. I'm not going to be surprised or shocked if the Chiefs can go in. I'm actually looking forward, and I want Hill in the game. I want the whole thing when they play New England because I think that's a top five. I don't ever want to see – I want all of New England's defense healthy. I want all of the Chiefs' offense healthy because that could be the AFC Championship game.
Yeah. All right, getting into our picks. We're going to start with the Thursday night game. The Indianapolis Colts at the Houston Texans. I am going with the Colts.
Oh, you are?
Yeah, I am going to go with the Colts on this one.
I'm taking the Texans. I don't think Marlon Mack is – I think he's out this game. And I think I always say Y.A. Tittle. What's his name? T.Y. Hilton. I think he's out as well.
You know what? I'm sorry.
I am
changing my pick because I forgot where Marlon Mack was out. I was thinking he was fine. So, yes, I'm sorry. I'm actually going with the Texans, not the Colts. Changing that pick. Sorry. Real fast, what are our current records?
You are 41-28. I am 40-29.
41-28.
What separates?
40-29.
And it's exactly what you did last week. I shouldn't have picked the Chargers. All that.
All right. So the NFC matchups. So we have 3 NFC matchups this week. We have the Panthers at the Saints. I am picking the Saints.
I'm taking the Saints.
We have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at the Atlanta Falcons. I am going with the Falcons.
So am I.
But I won't be shocked if the Bucs make it a close game.
I won't either.
This is a rivalry game. Going to the AFC, Oakland Raiders at the New York Jets. I am taking the Oakland Raiders.
So am I.
All right. And the other AFC matchup, we have Jacksonville Jaguars at the Tennessee Titans. I am taking the Titans.
So am I. I think this might be a 1-point game.
Yes. My interesting note for this game is if the Titans get out to a lead quickly or early and the Jags are kind of slumping around and not doing much, do you start having that conversation as the head coach and the offensive coordinator? Do you go back to Minshew?
No, Foles did fine. He did fine.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't think they're going to do anything that can do controversy right now. If Foles starts going down, then I understand it. But Foles did fine. Foles did fine this last week.
Didn't they only score like 3 points?
Yeah, but he did fine. He wasn't the problem.
Okay.
No. I think they scored more than 3 points.
Okay. Last I saw it was late in the game. They'd only scored 3 points, I thought. Maybe I was thinking of someone else. All right, I'll let you go and take these next 4.
Okay. Cowboys at the Patriots. Because they're at home, I'm taking the Patriots. If this actually was flipped around and they were going to Dallas, I would take Dallas. But
honestly, I'm not sure how I would.
I think it's too hard. I think it's too hard for a dome team to go out in the cold because it's going to be cold.
Oh, yeah.
And play against a
cold weather team.
Well, and not just a cold weather team. A top 5 defense, cold weather team. I just think I'm interested to see how the Cowboys offense does.
Yeah, I am too.
I really am. But I'm taking New England.
I am as well. I mean, obviously, I think at home.
Take them every game. It doesn't matter.
I will.
I know. I'm not shocked. Seattle at the Eagles. I think Seattle's going to win this.
I think so as well.
I could see this going one of those Seattle. This is one of the best games of the season. And it's Seattle again in the last. Somebody misses a field goal or a fumble recovery or a Russell Wilson running around scattering like a rabbit and then jacking one down the field 45 yards.
I agree. Taking Seahawks.
Okay, now this one, the Sunday night game. Oh man! See, I right now, if I was to take a snapshot, I think it's going to either be Minnesota or Green Bay, and the Niners in the NFC Championship, as it stands right at this moment. I just think that.
Yeah.
Because it's home, I'm loath to take against the Packers because they've had a whole week.
Yeah.
To
get ready.
Yeah, and they've had it off. But I also go, these divisional games, you can't go, oh well, the Cardinals, they just gave it their best. Like it's a divisional game. I don't care. And the Cardinals are better than people have said. They are. They are much better than people said.
I agree.
But I'm going to go ahead and take the Niners.
I am as well. I tossed and turned as soon as I saw at the end of the game on Sunday night that next week Packers at Niners. I'm like, oh gosh, who the heck am I going to pick on that one? And I've been going back and forth. Monday I'm like, okay, I'm picking the Niners. Then Tuesday it's, hey, you know what? I think I'm going to pick I think the Packers are going to win. Then I've been thinking about it again today. I'm like, Niners are at home, so I'm going with the Niners. If the Packers win, I won't be overly surprised.
I think it's going to come down to how many picks Jimmy G throws.
Yeah. Yeah.
I literally think that's what it's going to come down to.
Yeah. I agree. I think it could come down to that. All right, and then the Monday Night Football game.
Now, I'm taking the Ravens because I actually think the Ravens have, of all the teams in the NFL, they have, to me, the best chance of running the table the rest of the season. Yeah. And I think it starts with this. And I think just listening to Harbaugh, he's telling them this is the start of the season right now.
Yep, I agree.
Because they have some tough games. They do. And they're one game behind. They have the tiebreaker against New England, but they are still one game behind New England, which means they have to be perfect. They can't. They lose a game, they're giving up the bye. They are. And I think that they're going to play. Well, I think they're going to beat the Rams, but I'm also not going to be shocked if it's a closer game. But after this last week,
right,
when they just annihilated the Texans,
yeah,
I'm just going. I think Deshaun Watson is in a different league than Jared Goff, and I'm just going, okay, that's just a. But I do know if Gurley's playing, it's a whole different game.
Yeah. I too am taking the Ravens.
So we are literally taking every game the same.
All right, there we go.
I should have never said anything about the Colts.
Thank you.
No, you know what's going to happen? Now they're going to win.
Right.
And
You're welcome. You're welcome.
But if in a split, that doesn't. Okay.
You're welcome. All right, so thanks for tuning in, guys. Be sure to like our Facebook page and hit the subscribe and notification button below. And feel free to leave your own picks in the comments. And we'll see you next time.
Thanks.